Hey, welcome back to the T-Mill Productions channel. Here again for another video that nobody cares about, that does nothing for anybody, but I'm going to say it anyway. So, it has been 1 year since I bought my 2000 Mustang GT 5-speed. And this video is about what I have done to this car in the 1 year I've had it. If you're wondering about the stupid tape over the license plates, I see all these cool people do that. I think it's stupid because anybody can see your license plate on the streets. So somebody gets a hold of my address and wants to come over, hey, come over, hang out. I don't give a fuck. I ain't got no friends anymore since I got this house, so feel free to shoot up here and say hi. But anyway, since I've had this car, I bought it. If you don't know, watch a year ago video when I got it. It had, what the guy told me was wrong with this kid that had it, was that it had a blown engine, needed an engine, and like every other goddamn thing known to man. So when I got it home, I started working on it. And just to keep the video somewhat short, so I don't talk like fucking crazy, took the engine apart, found out it had a crack in the cylinder wall, and ended up getting a motor for it. I'm going to get right into that first, just because nobody really cares about other stupid shit, but the motor I had was one I bought before I had this car that was going to go with my white car I used to have for the PI head swap. And then it was out of Crown Vic, and the guy I got it from swore up and down. The guy he got it from swore up and down. It ran great, blah, 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 blah. So I have a police car, I guess. I was going to tear it down, go through it, look it over. I didn't have that kind of time, so I was like, screw it. So basically I had the car while it needed an engine at my old apartment. What I did do in the process in the meantime, bought a new battery for it. Well, I don't know if you can see it, but I did a four-wheel brake job at the apartment. I did rear pads, rear rotors, shocks, quad shocks, springs all the way around, isolators. I had picked up shorty headers, off-road X-pipe. The exhaust on this thing is one I pieced together. That's a piece of shit. I did do parking brake cables. I had fixed the parking brake mechanism in the car. That did not ever work. This whole thing was, the guy was reaping on the fucker so hard it broke this right off the damn car. I got a video about that. Check it out if you want some help. But this whole shit was all loose and taken off. I threw a radio in here, Bluetooth one. I added a key fob for it, a steering wheel cover, floor mats. These seats were out of that gray car over there. I have a short throw shifter in there with the shift knob, or the ball, whatever you want to call it. Got these tires and wheels from a guy on Marketplace just because the ones it had two that were really nice with nice Cobra R wheels I sold to got my white car, but it had two Nissan wheels with wheel spacers in the back, and I wanted just an even set of tires. And I got these for really, really cheap. They're snow tires on Mach 1 wheels. For right now, they're fine. I'm going to end up buying different wheels and tires anyway. But I did that. I did front struts on this thing. I did do front brakes on this once I moved into my house back in the summertime. And then, did wiper blades on at the apartment. I think there's some other stuff I did, I thought, underneath the car. Oh, duh, stupid. I did 430 gears. I rebuilt the rear end in this. So it got 430 gears, rebuilt the LSD with clutch packs, got wheel bearings, wheel seals, axle bearings, axle seals. The whole kit and caboodle on here. That was a freaking winter-long process because I was just too lazy to go upstairs and work on the thing in my garage. But when I moved, I had no choice. So I did it when I moved and got it done. Love 430 gears, by the way, just so anybody's looking at them. I give them an A. When I got here, I had, let's at the apartment still in my storage. On this motor, I had swapped in the new plugs and the new coil packs off of the motor that was in this car. The motor in this car, the guy replaced intake, spark plugs, coils, all sorts of stuff. Put all that new stuff onto here minus the intake because I didn't really care at the point I wanted to get the car to run and drive. That's all I really cared about. I put shorty headers on the thing. I used the old belt and did all that work. I got all new hoses for it, which, by the way, if you're wondering, I had ordered the set of the blue hoses from American Muscle that go on here. And the lower hose is also a blue one that you can't see. But the upper hose, the blue one, did not fit. Not even close. It actually would kink right here. Straight 90 kink. So I have it upstairs yet, but it didn't fit. So I just have the O'Reilly Special on there, but it works fine. It's a Dayco or a Gates Dayco. So I did that, did the basic maintenance on here. I bought the Amazon Special coolant tank. Also the Walmart Special. Well, that battery's from Walmart too, but it works. So I don't really care. I know I say a lot. Sue me. I don't really care. Oh, I did a clutch on this too at the old apartment when I had the motor out. Put a clutch, flywheel, throwout bearing in here. Trans got all new fluid, obviously. Every fluid on here is new. Shorty headers to off-road X to the shitty exhaust I built. This cold air intake I just got for this car not long ago. It's an SR Performance. I got it off American Muscle's cheap program, whatever the hell it is, that open box special crap. And it's a piece of shit. Honestly, I bought it for now because that's what I'm going on the gray car to make the gray car a little bit better. I think I paid like $23 for it. Big whoop. I'm going to end up putting the other stuff I have upstairs for this car on here and put this on the gray car. I also did different headlights on here because the ones that were on here I put in the gray car. Basically, I did these headlights, which I like a lot. And then I did these taillights, which they're sequential LEDs. I like them a lot. But the more on the car, the less I like the look of it. I like the look of having the three, slots on there versus flat. But the lights that were on this car originally are now on this car. I put the tinted, these were the original taillights on the blue car when I got it. And then these were the headlights that were smoked. But you couldn't see a goddamn thing out of them in the dark. Not that those are much better, but that's what I had on there. I want to get this car done, so I've been kind of doing flip-flopping around. But so I did all that to this car. Had the Mach 1 chin spoiler already. The reason it sits up so high is I have the Moog springs off Rock Auto in the front, and I have lowering springs in the back. The ones I had for the front of this, I put in the white car, so mismatched set. Since I've been here, I have a set of BMR springs I've got in the Mach 1 to go in here also, so I'll have a nice set of springs in here. And then I got a set of stage 4 cams upstairs for it. I got a PI intake, just a Ford Performance one. I have underdrive pulleys. I have the BBK 78mm throttle body in plenum. I also bought the tuner for this as well. It's got the SCT Bama 4 tuner thing on it also. Then I've also got ARP rod bolts for this. I've also got, the fuck else I buy for this thing up there? Valve springs. I bought valve springs for it too. That was the other thing I got. I got a few more things upstairs, I believe. But in this though, I got all the timing set and shit like that upstairs for it, and all the engine stuff and head gaskets and whatnot, head changing kit. But I did a thermostat in here as well. And I put the whole car together when I was in my garage over there. Got the motor lowered in and trying to put back in here. And I got videos of all the stuff on my channel. Check it out a few months ago. And went to fire it up, and it wouldn't start. And I was like, son of a bitch. Also got a new starter too. Can't forget that. Burned the starter out in this. well, I took the starter out of here to put in the gray car. I burned that one out. And then the one that was out of here, I put in the gray car, burned that one out too. So they both got new starters now. But nevertheless, went to fire this up. I wouldn't start at all. No fuel pressure. I was like, what the frick? Well, I forgot I'd unplugged the fuel pump in the back and got it to fire up, and engine ran and runs perfect right now. No problems at all. I also put the shorty antenna on here because it was missing, and that's just some junk. I cleaned it out, obviously, but I really love this car. And it's came such a far way in 1 year. It's far from done. I mean, I gotta still fix these vents are all broken inside, which kind of hard to tell, but it's all broken in there and shit. And it annoys the piss out of me. All my cars but one have broken vents. I don't know how you break these, but every car I have, they're broken except for the Mach 1. Don't know how. So I want to do that, fix that. I want to get nice IUP seats. I hate these seats. They're crappy as hell. They look like shit. They feel like shit. Also got to find a nice door pull for that. He's got subwoofer wiring ran in here I'm going to use to put subs in here so it'll have a nice sound system. Same with the gray car. And then I got to do some sheet metal work in the back of this. The trunk floor has some rust holes in it. Same with the crash bar in the back. This car was driven in salt at some point. It's only got 123,000 miles on it. And it sat for a long time, had a lot of owners. First owner had this car for, I think, like, from 99 when he bought it. It's a 2000 model year, but he was bought in 99. He had it to 2015. And I think that's when the motor started going bad again, because this car, when I pulled the old motor out, that was a remade motor from Ford. And the date code on there was 2004. So it had a remade motor already. So this is the third engine this car's had. Two Windsors and a Romeo now. So I'm thinking in 15 is when he probably had the coolant issue, and then from 15 until last year, until 20, so in 5 years, it had like 6 owners, and then me. And they all were like a month, 2 months, 5 months, shit like that. The kid I got it from, he said he did a whole bunch of work to it and didn't fix it. So, comes to me, I fixed the shit right and got it done with. It was a long pain in the ass because the Crown Vic motor is so much more different than the Mustang motor was. Again, look at my videos. I have a video of all about the differences in them. On this engine, I had to switch over the oil cooler and the gasket, and I had to cut a boss off the block to make a clearance. A whole lot of work I had to do. It still needs front control arms, which that's what it is. I got control arms upstairs for the front, for the lowers, because these ones here, the bushings are just shot. I mean, the whole thing moves in the K-member. It's just terrible. I got to still buy rear control arms yet, and then I basically, the rest of the way for this car, what I want to do, get the door pull for the interior, subwoofers in there, different seats. I have a set of rims. I just got to get tires for them. They're these rims actually right here. I love these wheels. I don't care if you do or don't. Not my problem. My car, so whatever. I'm buying 2 more chromes for the Mach 1. I'm going to put the set of original 03 polished ones onto this car. And then I'm going to get a nice Borla Attack exhaust for it. This engine's going to end up going into the gray car. I'm going to rebuild the gray car motor, like build it to put into here and have, built motor in this car with cams. It's going to be an NA nitrous 2 valve. Laugh all you want. I don't fucking care. That's what I want. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what's going to here. Then I got to buy, I got to fix the the metal work in the back to fix all that up. The exhaust, the rear control arms, put the front lowers in, all the engine work stuff in here. And then I want to really detail this paint really nice and try and there's a couple of big gouges in the hood. Oh yeah, right there. Kind of, if you can see that or not, but I want to get this car in the same condition as the Mach 1, or at least really close, to make it, a nice car. And That's my basic goal with this car at the end overall. And, you know, I like this car a lot. To be honest with you guys, I paid $800 for this car. The guy had it online last year for $1,200. I thought it was just a scam. I messaged a guy within like 5 minutes of being online. And I joked, I'm like, would you take $800? He goes, sure. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm like, what's your address? He goes, oh, here it is. I went to his house at like midnight, and the car was set up on the road. And I was like, oh, that's a nice car. Like, I thought he was bullshitting me, like wasting my time. And so I went back home the next day. I woke up early in the morning before work and got the trailer and went there and pushed on the trailer and got it home. And I've been working on it ever since. And it's been a great car. Once I got done this summer and I was able to drive it around, it was great. I've had no issues with it, minus the air conditioning. The AC compressor, which I had to replace on this car, the clutch at least, had seized up. I replaced the clutch on here, and then the frickin' AC line rubbed through on the header, and then it melted the AC line, and then I had to go in there and fix the AC line, move it up out of the way. Fixed it. Ice cold air conditioning now, so it's all good there. Hot heat. I'm not driving this in the winter. All my cars are parked for the year, except for the shitty blue car. So, but that's kind of the plan for this, though. It's almost done. I mean, I have probably 45% of the parts I need upstairs right now. And most of the stuff I still need is engine stuff. But I'm hoping to look at buying the exhaust here shortly. And then I got to get 2 more wheels for this thing so I can get the 2 off the front of this, and I can put the whole set onto this car, and then the tires can spring. And the control arms I got to buy, those aren't that bad. They've been out of stock for like 5 months now, so I'm waiting on those to come in so I can order them and put them in the car. But by spring, this car should be done. And I know most project cars are never done, but my build for this was very simple. It was very cut and dry. I changed it up a little bit, but now that I got the parts I have, it's going to be just that and call it a day. Just a nice NA cam 2 valve. I'm going to throw a 150 shot at it for just at the track if I want to. But I want just a nice cruising car for around the town. I don't need to have an 800 horsepower Mustang for driving around with. That's going to be this eventually. When I get money to build the 4 valve, this will be my legit race car. But I want something cool I could drive around that's still a really nice car. That would ride nice, drive nice, and it would be pretty fast. I shouldn't say fast, but quick, you know. I figure if I could make with my idea for the engine with this car is do the cast iron block of that car, bore 30 over, forged pistons, forged rods, about the compression about 11.5 to 1, stage 4 comp cams I have. Probably going to keep the stock PI intake on this, the one I got upstairs, with the 78mm BBK throttle body. I'm going to get the actual good JLT ram air intake, not this crappy job over here. I have underdrive pulleys upstairs. Probably going to make this long tube headers versus the shorties. I'll probably leave the shorties on this engine when it goes into the gray car, and then put long tubes on here, so, you know, a little more power. And then going to do nitrous eventually. That's going to be a down the road thing. But all in all, I would say, and this is a guesstimate, and maybe somebody out there who watches this knows, maybe they have this already done to their car, I would like to try and make between 3 and 350 at the wheels without nitrous. I don't know if it's possible. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it isn't. I don't, you know, that's what I'm kind of looking at. From the research I've done with 30 over, really equivalents to about maybe 3 horsepower, 4 horsepower-ish, I think. So that and compression, maybe 10 at most, maybe, and that's a long maybe. But I figure between everything all said and done, when I port and polish the heads on it too, you know, do all the kit and caboodle to it, I would like to try and make around 400 crank. Maybe. So we'll see. You know, if anybody out there has that stage 4 comp cams built motor, I'm not doing a stroker kit. It's going to be stock crank, but with forged rods and pistons. Let me know in the comments below. I'd be curious to know what you all got done to yours. The reason I'm not going forced induction is because I got killer deals on the parts I have upstairs. That's what led me to do an NA build, is I got the throttle body off marketplace dirt cheap. Got the cams for less than half price. Valve springs for less than half price. Got tons of stuff for really, really cheap. And that's why I decided to go that route. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go that route and build an NA2 valve. If I want more power, I'll just spray it and call it a day. So that's why I'm doing that way for. This is a long video. I've done a lot of talking. If you're still with me, thank you. If not, well, whatever. But that's kind of the story behind the 1-year-old 2-valve I bought. The gray car is the same exact story. I bought that back in June. And we're working that soon. I'll probably make a video on this next. I mean, I don't know. If you guys want to watch these videos, then hey, more power to you. Other than that, and if you're watching this, subscribe. I'd appreciate that. You know, stay tuned for more. I have lots more videos coming up. I have some Edge videos coming up for my Ford Edge. More Mustang videos. I got some videos on the Yukon coming up too for some parts replacement. Same with the brown truck and the green truck and every other damn vehicle I got. So, we'll talk to you guys later.